So what happens? Satan sees man has authority given to him by God. Satan has no authority on the earth. In fact, Satan has to obey man because man named him serpent. So now, serpent has to obey man who named him. And so now serpent comes in and he comes in and tempts man. When you read that passage, you find out something very interesting. You find out that Satan used Scripture until Eve added to Scripture. And when Eve added to Scripture, Satan then twisted Scripture. Eve gave Satan permission to twist the Scripture by adding to it when she said, neither shall you touch it. But God didn't say, neither shall you touch it. He said, you shall not eat of it. Didn't say, neither shall you touch it. And so when she said that, she gave permission to Satan to twist the Scripture, and he did. Now, fast forward 4,000 years from Adam and Eve to Jesus, because that's how long it was. 4,000 years. Satan had authority over the earth for 4,000 years. Satan then comes to Jesus after his fast, takes him on a pinnacle, shows him all the kingdoms of the earth in one moment of time, and says, see all these? These I will give to you and their authority, for it has been delivered to me. Who delivered the authority to him? Adam and Eve did, exactly. Notice he did not say dunamis. For all this dunamis, all this power, their power has been given to me. He said that the authority has been given to me. Satan knows authority trumps power. He wants that authority. And every time he tempts you, it's to get authority from you. Because every time you obey him, Paul says, the one to whom you obey, you become its slave. In other words, it takes authority over you. Every time you sin, you've just given Satan more authority in your life and removed God's authority from your life. Every sin. I'm not saying you're removed from heaven. I am saying you lose authority. And that's why Jesus said, you're not going to see me for a little while because the evil one is coming and he has no part in me. No part in me. What does that mean? I have not submitted to him in any way. I have nothing in common with him whatsoever, and I'm going to keep it that way. Here's what we find in church. Many churches teach this today. They teach you how to walk on the edge of heaven. If I stay right here, I won't fall off and I'll be okay. And so I can get away with this and still make it in just as long as I don't cross that line. Well, here's what you're teaching the people. You're teaching them that on this side I can rub shoulders with darkness. And on this side I can rub shoulders with the kingdom. And I'm going to be okay. That's called lukewarm. And when that happens, to the degree you touch darkness, you have something in common with Satan. And he has a part of you. When Jesus descended into Sheol to preach the good news, after he was crucified, he was able to stand before Satan, and Satan inspected him and found no sin in him, no compromise in him, no darkness in him. Not one shred of submission had Jesus in him to Satan. And therefore, here's what Jesus was able to say. I am sinless. Satan, you are not sinless. You rebelled. Therefore, I, by sinless, have authority over that which is rebellious and sin. Give me the key. He didn't have to yell. Authority does not have to use volume. Authority is that presence which says, you be removed. Now, I'm not saying yelling is wrong, but yelling should be because you're impassioned, not thought of as the louder I get, Satan will obey. Loudness has nothing to do with authority. The judge doesn't yell, you're guilty! 500 years in jail! Why? Because he has authority. You're guilty. This is the sentence. Officers of the court, take him away. It's authority.